Hi, and welcome to No War Zone. Elections have dominated the political news as weeks of speculation have ended with the confirmation that presidential elections will take place on the 26th of January 2010. There are already 7 candidates who intend to stand for election, including former Army Commander General Sarath Fonseca, whose controversial entry into politics has given rise to shock for the government and great expectations for opposition politicians pushing for a change of regime.
General Fonseca went public on Sunday the 29th of November with his intention to take on President Rajapaksa in the race for election of the 6th executive president of Sri Lanka.
I have no personal agendas and I am not coming to politics to develop on my personal comfort. And I came to politics mainly because I cannot witness and keep quiet the destruction and the negative things happening in the country at the moment in the political arena. I thought I had to make a change and do utmost possible things from my point of view, from my part, to preserve and consolidate the democracy in the country. Country needs a leader who loves the country. I don't know whether the leaders we had in the past have been able to prove themselves to the expectations of the people to say that they really love the country. They would have said in words, but we will do it also in action, in deed. So I hope to do that.
General Fonseca told the media that he did recognize the key role played by the political leadership in winning the war, but he also deplored the way the army was used for political gain.
The war victory was not the entitlement of one particular family. The victory is the entitlement and the privilege and the ownership of the victory is for the whole nation. And a single family or members of the family should not try to develop their welfare or try to be the authority and owners of all the affairs of this country, try to take cover behind the war victory. The war victory has to be seen as the stepping stone for future peace, permanent peace and future development. The whole nation must benefit out of it.
The general says that if he is elected, he will abolish the executive presidential system and implement the 17th Amendment. Both are promises that have been made and not honored in the past. But General Fonseca has been able to convince several parties to back him as the common candidate. He will now face the challenge put to him by President Rajapaksa to stand for election as a presidential candidate.
ඕනම අපේක්ෂකයෙක් ඉදිරිපත් කළ. පොදු අපේක්ෂකයා මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ. ලංකාවේ වැඩිම පක්ෂ ගාණක් නියෝජනය කරන ඒ පක්ෂවල ජන සංයුතිය අනුව වැඩිම ජනබලයක් තියෙන දේශපාලන පක්ෂයක් අහුවෙලා තියෙනවා. ලංකාවේ සුළු ජාතීන් මහජාතීන් බොහෝ දෙනෙක් නියෝජනය කරන දේශපාලන පක්ෂ රාශියක් එක්කහුවෙලා තියෙනවා ජනාධිපති මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාගේ සන්දානයේට. ඒ නිසා අපි අභියෝග කරනවා පුළුවන් නම් ඕනම අපේක්ෂකයෙක් දාලා මේ මැතිවරණය ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න කියලා.
Within days of the election being announced, President Rajapaksa's propaganda machine was already at work, and in a big way. Few other candidates will be able to compete with the scale of the president's campaign. But the debate over who is the bigger hero may not be enough to swing the vote in favor of General Fonseca. In the districts of the country where the families of the rank and file in the army and the country's Sinhala majority live, there may be different views. But in Colombo at least, many people feel it is the president who deserves credit for winning the war.
මේට ඉස්සෙල්ලත් අපේ රටේ මේ දශක 3ක් විතර තිබ්බ මේ යුද්ධේ මීට ඉස්සෙල්ලත් ජනාධිපතිවරු හිටියා. ඒ හිටියට නියම කමාන්ඩයක් දුන්නේ නැහැ ත්‍රිවිධ හමුදාවට. මේ උතුමා විතරයි ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම නියම කමාන්ඩයක් දීලා මේ රටේ තියෙන මූලික ප්‍රශ්නේ ඉවර කරන්න සාය දීපු එකම ජන නායකයා කියලා මට කියන්න පුළුවන්.
සරත් පොන්සේක මහත්තයා රටට ජාතියට සේවයක් කරපු මහත්මයෙක්. ඉතින් නමුත් මේ අවස්ථාවේ සරත් පොන්සේක මහත්තයා පොදු අපේක්ෂක නැතුව ඉල්ලන්නේ නැතුව එයා එයාගේ නිලතල්ලේ තියාගෙන පාඩුවේ හොඳින් හිටියානම් තමයි රටට ගොඩක් හොඳ.
රත් පොන්සේක මහතාට මම කවදාකවත් දොස් කියන්නේ නැහැ. එතුමාට මඩ ගන්න කැමති නැහැ. මොකද එතුමා ලොකු සේවයක් කරපු නිසා මේ රටට. ඉතින් මේ පොදු අපේක්ෂකෙක් නෙවෙයි සක්‍ර දේවේන්ද්‍රයා මහා බ්‍රහ්මයා ඇවිල්ලා අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිත් එක්ක තරඟ කරුවත් කවදාකවත් ජය ගන්න බෑ.
Clearly, it is the popularity he has gained over winning the war that President Rajapaksa hopes to capitalize on in the coming elections. And the reason why opposition politicians want General Fonseca to come into the fray. Political parties have been willing to put aside their differences to unite in support of his campaign.
අප සහ සරත් පොන්සේක මැතිතුමා අතර එකඟතාවයකට අවිලා තිබෙනවා. අප ඔහුට ආරාධනා කරා මේ ව්‍යසනයෙන් රට මුදවාගත යුතුයි. ඔහු රට බෙදුම්වාදී ව්‍යසනයෙන් මුදාගත්ත හා සමාන ලෙසම මේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍ර විරෝධී ගමනකට යන ඒකාධිපති වීරුවක් දක්වා යන්න සූදානම් වී තිබෙන මේ ගමන එය වැළැක්වීම සඳහා එයින් මුදවා ගැනීමේදී සරත් පොන්සේක මැතිතුමාට විශාල කාර්යභාරයක් තිබෙනවායි කියන ඉල්ලීම අපි ඔහුට ඉදිරිපත් කරා. ඒ අනුව ජනතා විමුක්ති පෙරමුණත් සරත් පොන්සේක මැතිතුමත් අතර එකඟතාවයකට ආවා. එළඹෙන මැතිවරණයේදී ජනතා විමුක්ති පෙරමුණේ සහාය දෙන පොදු අපේක්ෂක ලෙස සරත් පොන්සේක මැතිතුමා ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න.
We feel that General Fonseca is the best common candidate to achieve this purpose of bringing back democracy and strengthening all other democratic institutions in the country. And we believe that he has the capacity and the political will to carry out the abolition of the executive presidency as promised.
To gain governmental power, we can do at a parliamentary election because we are committed to the abolition of the executive presidency. And on this instance, to ensure that all people can get together to promote one candidate that will be common to all the people. And we have decided, the working committee, that at the presidential election, that will support the candidature of General Sarath Fonseca. This decision was taken by the working committee. We took this decision under powers vested in the working committee by Article 3.3 of the United National Party Constitution, by which we will be giving directions to all our members to support the candidature of General Sarath Fonseca.
We have many differences among us in respect of the subjects like the national question and economical issues. We have differences between JVP and us. But on one thing we agree totally is abolishment of presidency. Therefore, Sarath Fonseca, if elected, of course he will be elected, I believe, will be interim president. He will there for a couple of months and he will abolish the presidency and hand over the government to the democratic politicians. Of course, in the government, he will be also welcome to take part, play a role. So therefore, I have not changed. When he was considered as a permanent, regular, standard president, we opposed. But now when it is interim president, of course, we will agree because to abolish the presidency.
Mano Ganeshan may not reflect the views of all in the Tamil community. Others may feel differently about supporting the general. President Rajapaksa too will have to take into consideration the minority vote. Without being able to fully rely on the singular vote, he will have to convince Tamil people that their concerns will be addressed. Much will depend on developments in the coming weeks. The poster war has begun, and so has the government's campaign to vilify General Fonseca as he takes on a formidable opponent off the battlefield and out of uniform. And the people will just have to watch and wait and keep up the hope for a free and fair election that will eventually result in stability and positive change in the